everyone. Welcome to today's live. If you're new here, hi, I'm Dr. Pratiksha. I'm a clarity coach, and each Wednesday we go live with a special guest expert to learn from them, from their expertise, their experience. So today we have a special guest. His name is Tushar Chaudhuri. He is a leadership coach for mid-career professionals, helping them move their career ladder through creating influence. So let's welcome Tushar and get to know from him how he has he's working with the mid-career professionals, helping them navigate their career ladder. Hi Tushar, welcome.
Hi, Pratiksha. Good evening to you. Thank you. Thank you so much for giving this platform, Pratiksha.
Thank you for joining here. And Tushar, as though I have formally introduced you, our audience would love to know about your journey. How exactly have you decided and started to work in the leadership field?
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Pratiksha. First of all, really, once again, grateful to you for inviting me on this platform. Okay, and help, giving me the opportunity to discuss and share some of the insights to our audience. Okay, so thank you once again. So, to quickly talk about myself. 22 years in project management field, Pratiksha, being a civil engineer. And when I work with in the corporate industry, I realized, uh, I built teams, high performing teams. That was one of my focus. And by building the teams, I was working on people. So my focus was how can we find the best person out of that people, and because of that, as a team, we can achieve the common purpose. So that's where almost for last 20 years, when I was going through, I did lots of mistakes while working with people. I lots of mistakes, means even starting from managing people, leading people, silly mistakes, and I really learn out of it, and I'm really proud that I have a lot of mistakes with me to share. Okay, and that's how that passion has developed, that yes, this is where actually I can add value, and this is where we should, if we bring that best person out of the people, the world will be so different, so effective. And that's where I chosen to be a leadership coach. Hope that gives you and that answer what you're looking for.
All right. Also, thank you for sharing that, Tushar. Also, I know that you have written a book, Professionalism Code. So, what is this about, and how this relates to what people in the career they struggle with?
Yeah, I think there's a great story behind it, honestly, because it's the theme of the book. It was actually there for almost many years in my mind, and I was not really clear which exactly where I should focus if I want to add value in the audience. But the story starts, I think, 22 years back, Pratiksha, when I completed my engineering and when I start my first job. That time I realized the huge gap between what I studied in engineering and what exactly I required into the job. Okay, and I found there's a huge gap between the real life, the real practical life in the corporate life, what really want. So I was qualified, but somewhere I was not really ready for the jobs. So obviously it means technically I was strong. Okay, all my subjects I was distinction with, but when I started my job, I was struggling with basic things, like for example, right now also when I see in the office, when for last 22 years when I work with people, pe- coming on time when the time is decided that there is a 9:30 is office time, but coming on time is one of the biggest problem. When you promise something, are you delivering that one? Okay, and so these are the basic things I was missing when I started my job. And then I realized that, you know uh, if you continue like this, why we struggle in the organizations, why we struggle in growing in the organization, is because it's not about talent, it's not about the skills or expertise you have. It's about these invisible things, these are the basics, very small thing, minute things people are missing. And that's where I come to this thought that I think this subject was never been taught to us, and we never been prepared for this one. And this is where this idea of professionalism code has come out. We, most of the professionals, we call them professionals when they work in the offices or in their life, we do not take care of the way we dealing with people, the way we respecting or treating the people, and our work also. And that word professional really stick to me, because we bring emotions and we try to go away from the main focus we need to be while doing the job. And so that book, Professionalism Code, is actually the the principles as a your day-to-day conduct in the office or in the life. If you do this one, you will create huge impact on the people. So that book which I've developed, I wrote the Professionalism Code. I selected 7 codes. If you implement those codes on daily basis, okay, in the office, in the daily basis, that's it. You don't need to run for any competition or any chasing for promotions or anything. This is what actually the conduct you have to do, even if people are not watching you. Okay, that's the integrity.
Hmm.
Yeah, so that's the book is about.
Okay. So basically, uh, what you're saying is most people are actually technically good, but they are lacking some skills, because of which they are not getting the opportunities that they should get in their career. And
Yeah, yeah. See, the general life of people, in the daily life, people focus on getting certifications and degrees, and they try to get validation from others whether I'm really doing good job or not. Yeah, but but these skills also helps you to build your expertise. But how you treating people, I'll give an example, Pratiksha. Suppose you are in a setting of a team, and you are you are with a group of people who are gossiping, who are cribbing, who are crying about the organization, about the processes in the organization, or they're crying about the people who are they working with. So when you are them with them, uh, you know if you are with the people who are surrounding you, there are high chances that you also follow similar kind of attitude or mindset. Okay, so you are the average of 5 people around. That's what's same by Jim Rohn, right? So so now there is a test here. What are you going to do when you're with such a people? Okay,
mm,
are you going to be a part of that group and also do the same thing what they're doing? That defines you. Okay,
mm,
if they can talk about someone else with you, then one day they will talk about you with some others also, right? So
absolutely.
now it's a time for us to decide what type of personality, what you want to, or character you want to build. Do you want to be a conveyor belt? Like, if suppose someone started gossiping, so shall I also do that gossiping to pass on to someone?
Mm,
That's a conveyor belt. So do you want to be a conveyor belt, or you want to cut that discussion there, and you follow your integrity, what you like, what you really deserve as a personality? So these are the professionalisms we are missing on day-to-day conduct. This is one thing I mentioned. Other thing is people do compete with each other, but when the competition should be healthy, right? And I think the competition is with me with myself, right? It's not with the other. But there is a problem in the offices. People compete with each other, and they take it so personally, and it converts into the rivalry,
mm,
and it's not stopping there. All the efforts happen is to bring the other person down. No, so this again is not professional behavior. So these are the daily contacts, and they not only stop there, they take these tensions and stresses at home, and now your home also getting disturbed because of this. So these basic skills, if we do it properly on day-to-day basis, the people who are at the top sitting in the organization, they observe you, they see you, okay, and they're actually looking for who is the next leader for us, who can we select? And this is where I have seen many examples. There are highly talented people are not being selected for leadership positions, but average people who are coming from average educational background, but they have this emotional intelligence, these professional background, professional etiquettes, they get selected for leadership position. And that's where I come up with this book, that many mid-career people, they are ignoring this skill. And there is no talent required here not not to gossip. You just have to shut your mouth. That's it. So that's the book is about. Hope that gives you a connection with your question.
Hmm. So, continuing with the what we are discussing, so many people think there are, as you also mentioned, there are mm, uh, competition, not the competition, but unfair treatment in the corporate, and they are doing XYZ things. Even the top, some people think that the top leaders or their managers or top leaders, they're actually who have the high position, they are actually uh, purposefully ignoring the other person, XYZ person. Uh, and then how do you deal with this kind of politics when the your seniors or the upper leaders are actually you think that they are doing the partiality or things like that politics?
See, I think here's a perspective you have to really look into. I mean, you this is most of the mid-career people talk says or complain about, that the senior management is ignoring me, I'm invisible in the workplace. Okay, but let me be very honest with you. uh, what you perceive about yourself and what others perceive about yourself, if you're not able to analyze this thing, there's a gap. Okay,
Mm,
why some people feel that I'm invisible? Because somewhere they think that they are doing great, but others are not giving them the recognition.
mm,
So now it is very easy for us to claim this one, that other people are not giving me the respect, they are ignoring me or something like that. We cannot control what others think about you. You can control about actually you, what exactly. So this gap, which, who is going to fill this gap? They will not come and fill this gap, right? I have to fill this gap, because I want the people at the top, they should perceive me what I perceive myself.
mm,
So there must be something we are not doing rightly. Because of that, this perception has developed.
mm,
So
mm,
rather
mm,
you focusing and putting the attack or blame on others, that the system is wrong, the people are not trusting me and something like that. See, at one, I'm not saying that this is not truth. There must be some situations where people really have that frustration, but most of the time I want people to be kind of a leadership mindset people. They always ask themselves a question, that why this is happening, why I'm not being seen as a leader in the organization. So have you taken a feedback? Have you checked with people what exactly I'm missing? Really? So we don't ask these questions, and we just assume many times. And this assumption is a big problem. So there are two
mm,
different worlds you're dealing now.
mm,
Yeah. So the thing is, we are responsible for filling this gap. We will take initiatives to ensure that why people are thinking like this. Is there something which I need to work on? But it does not mean that I need to be criticizing myself too much. I need to understand the truth behind it.
mm,
Okay,
mm,
the truth is, maybe my communication is not appropriate. I mean, I want people to ask feedback to their juniors, their seniors, their peers, their managers. And if you keep doing that one, you'll get the idea what people are thinking about you. Yeah.
mm, mm.
Hope
And it
that's.
also,
Yeah.
yes, what you mentioned was really something that uh, we need to reflect upon, because many times it's the assumptions that we make which may not be true, and because of that assumption we neither think of getting a feedback, okay, where do I need to work on, because I have already decided in my mind that
Yeah.
this is not going to happen, right? So that belief actually stops me to actually seek the feedback.
Absolutely, absolutely. We have, our
And
mind is so occupied, so there is no other single other thought coming in ours. So yeah, I completely agree with you. Yeah,
even if uh, when we are seeking the feedback, it's important that we are seeking it from the open mind, not
yeah,
also with the same assumption that okay, I'm asking it, but they will give the feedback, but to put me down or something like that. Again, that's an assumption.
yeah. See, I think the process of asking feedback is not to. The process of the feedback is to understand the truth. Okay, I need to have a clarity in my mind first.
Hmm.
Some people make feedback sessions are like, like again they put it into like emotional trauma they creates in that one. They talk to their bosses, and then when you go with the intent that I need to improve something so that I can be I want to be a leader. With when you
Hmm.
have such an intent and you craft your sessions or build your sessions for that open minded where you want to take and absorb. In the feedback also, in the feedback sessions, I have seen many people they're arguing with other person.
Hmm.
See, when you are taking a feedback, just listen it, right? Why do you want to argue again there? So this again puts you down. Okay, so my intention is when I talk to my mentees, I say the same message is that please, whether you're talking to someone for a second or 5 minutes or 10 minutes or an hour, just ask yourself one question is what impression or what impact you want to make on other person's mind. Do you want that person to feel connected with you, or you want them to disconnect with you? If you want to feel disconnected to them, then you have so many things to do, right? To kick them away from you, but to keep them with you, and they should feel that I have they should feel that okay, I'm talking to someone who is having a thought process, there is a depth in you. Then think about it, what you're going to say, how you're going to conduct the things with the people. So there is this one tool. If people start asking every day, even if they're talking to their juniors or seniors or peers, just ask one question: what I really want this person to take away from this. That's it.
Hmm.
Okay, this will solve so many problems.
Right. There are, I think it's about the communication, the verbal communication, and also the non-verbal communication that you are doing that is impacting how you are being perceived.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. See, we should take the responsibility of the impact we're creating on the people, whether
Mm.
it's a positive impact or negative impact. It is my responsibility, and I should be doing it in consciousness. If something is happening without my consciousness, and that means I need to understand what's wrong there. Okay, because might be we are thinking that I'm conducting right, but the other person may not take it in the same way,
Mm.
right? So are you taking the responsibility of what you're speaking, what you behaving with the people, okay, and what you really writing through emails and everything. So everywhere, whatever you're doing, are you taking the responsibility, ownership of that? That's somewhere people are missing. And again, this is professional behavior. you know if I'm talking to a male colleague and female colleague, I mean, obviously I should be emotionally understanding that intelligent part of that. That there's a different way of talking to the topics, the sensitiveness, basically different there. So it does not mean that I will cross the boundaries. Okay, so only one thing, professionalism again, that are you really taking responsibility, what you're saying, what you're doing, right?
What other things that they need to keep in mind while being professional when it parts to being professionalism?
Yeah, I think the first thing which I realized for myself also, Pratiksha, is that you have seen that Three Idiots story, right? movie, three-idiot movie.
Mm-hmm.
I was very good in my mathematics, and I was also good in my biology subject. But because I was not having enough money to get into the medicals, my parents helped me, asked me to get into the engineering. Okay, but I was not having single clue why the hell I'm selecting this medicals or maybe for engineering. Okay, I was not having single clue about that. And then because yeah, Sharma ji ka beta wo engineering kar raha hai, so let's go, and civil engineering kar raha hai, so let's go into that one. And then when I started the job for 10, 15 years, when I gone through these experiences, I realized that why most of us stuck in the career, because we don't know why we have selected this profession. And now we just go, we most of us selected the job because of the survival point of view. Okay, and then after certain years we feel stuck, right? So because of this, I found that the first thing that people should be having as a professional behavior is to understand why, what is my why I'm doing this, right? If I'm not doing this, if I'm not aware of what I'm doing this, every day when I will get up and go to the office, I'm not knowing what exactly I want to do. I'm just doing the thing for checklist point of view, and you feel bored about it after some time. When something is coming from here and when you selected it from here, then even if someone give you a very negative feedback, you will not take it so. You will not be defensive on that. Tell me one thing. I mean, if you love some work, and if I found a fault, and or if I tell you something, Pratiksha, if you do this way, what will happen? Because you love the work. So if someone gives you a feedback or some comment, or if someone shows you the error, you will appreciate that one because you love and you want to do more better in that one. But we haven't chosen this work from here. And that's why when someone gives you a feedback, and if it is negative, we don't accept in the first instance. We try to be defensive that side, right? That's because we haven't, this is not our work. This is not coming here. That's why. So that's the first professional behavior I want to inculcate in my mentees also, that whatever you're doing, you should have that clarity. Why do you want to do this one? If you want to lead people, you should know why should I lead people? Me being a leader, what is the advantage to the people? What is the advantage to this world? If you don't have that clarity, you will frustrate, you will struggle, because every day when you get there and going to office, it's not easy to solve those problems, people related problems. You need to have that day, everyday motivation, right? And then you will have to find again every day something motivating to do that one. So that's the failure strategy if you do not have clarity. And that's the first professional behavior I want people to have.
Okay, okay. What are the we discussed about this, but what are the common challenges that people go through when they are being stuck in this mid career, that they are in the mid career path, but they are not growing? Of course, this is about the professionalism thing that we discussed, but what are the common things that you have seen your clients are struggling with and they come to you?
See, I think most of the times I found the mid-career people, when I work on them in my project teams, they have this some belief system they're carrying with them, and this belief system is not just developed right now. It's from the childhood somewhere. It has been dragged and carried into your profession. You know, so some of the beliefs which I see is when you have something. There are two school of thoughts I realize we have seen in the corporate. One school of thought says that, no, I have 10 years of experience, 15 years of experience, I know how does it work, and this industry is like this, it will work like this only. So this is the school of one school of thought. But the other school of thought is that, okay, might be in the past it has worked like this, let me try, let me see how it worked now, because the things have changed. This is a flexible way of working. This is the growth mindset working. The first school of thought, which I said, is majorly I have seen into the mid-career people and highly experienced people. This is biggest problem we are carrying with each other, with ourselves. The belief is wrong there, that that I have so much of years of experience, I know how it is work, how it works. Another belief system they carry is that I will figure it out, I know how to do it. Okay. Okay, and this is somewhere again we stop, because here again there's too much of importance of their own self knowledge and the experience. But there are lots of blind spots we are carrying with ourselves, and we are ignorant of those blind spots. One of the blind spots we started talking this session was why I'm not being considered for leadership position. I think that I'm doing great, but why not others are selecting me? So there is something which is missing. Now, to find that something is nothing but you clearing your blind spots, right? So these belief systems and also some of the mindsets is that I have seen people that when there is a great opportunity for you to showcase your leadership, people step back. Okay, they have these fear of rejection, fear of failures, and fear of judgment of other, what people will think about me. And because of these fears they don't take this step. Yeah. So these belief systems, which are limiting system, limiting belief, and as well as this mediocre mindset where we hide in our shadows only. When there is a great opportunity for you to showcase and talk about yourself, we don't talk much. Suppose, let's say I delivered a work with the team, and my manager told me to speak something about the work I delivered. So what I do, I don't talk about what actually I did. I talk about thank you boss, thank you manager, thank you for the team for giving me support and everything. So we try to be grateful for everyone, that's good. But the people are listening you, waiting for you, what exactly you did there, so that they feel enlightened. If you have done something great there, you should share it, because people should know. And if when they know about it, then they will realize that what level of work you have done. This is another belief system we carry, that my work will speak, my experience will speak, right? But that's a very wrong system, again belief system we're carrying, right? That see, we are not that lucky people, everyone is not that lucky that someone will stand for you and speak about you. Yeah, that's not happening with everyone. So how people will come to know about you? The work is not going to talk about that. Work will not go and talk to other people. Okay, so I have to take a responsibility that to share something which good practices I have done to share to the people, and about the work. So this is what I teach into. There's a framework basically. People, I talk about that to the people, is that there is a 4-step framework I talk that, and one of that framework step is that you have to stand for yourself. Okay, because the world wants to know that what is a great thing you have done, because when you say something about that, people feel inspired about it. So who will take the responsibility of this? I should take this responsibility. See, there are a number of people who wants to be becoming like us. Okay, so when they are looking up to you, then it's my responsibility to give them a direction, indirectly or indirectly. Okay, so that's where I see that most of us are having these belief systems, which is they wrongly carried, plus mindset is also. So if they work on these areas, if they fix on, I mean, to move towards the growth mindset, flexible mindset, that's the way to leadership, influential leadership.
Can you share about the framework that you were just mentioned in a brief?
Yeah, yeah, okay. So, uh, many, before the framework, I'll just tell you a thing to connect that framework with the thought process of the people. Most project managers, mid-career people, when they come to me, Tushar, I'm stuck in my career. for last 5 years, 6 years, I'm doing so many things, but it's not happening. I'm not considered for promotion, no salary happening, and all that stuff. Okay, and then when I go more deeper into this, I found all these limiting beliefs and mindsets and their attitudes are also, they play so safe. They don't want to
Mm.
take a risk. They play
Mm.
very safe, and they say, because of that safety net, safety behavior, you know, they they can't really build that skills also, that attitude also, that emotional intelligence also. So that's where I pitch this framework to my people, to mentees, that there's a fourth step for you. Well, the framework is called as LEAD, LEAD. Okay, and
Mm.
each word, each alphabet has its own meaning, basically, its depth, basically. So, do you want me to go a little deeper in that one?
Yeah, share a little bit about that.
So, LEAD framework, L, the first step is L. L means you have to lead with vision. Okay, L means leading with vision. So, what is meant by that? You know, I remember I was mentoring a manager who was leading a design team, metro design team, and his team was highly skillful, okay, highly talented people. But the problem was they were not connecting with it. They are not collaborating with each other as a team,
Mm.
and he was struggling to bring them together because they're doing a metro design. So I asked him that stop this, come together for invite everyone for under one roof for one team engagement activity. And he did a great thing there. He invited everyone, and he just put up a question in front of everyone, that everyone tell me that how will be the commuter's life after completing this metro. And
Mm.
this is just a question he checked, and he asked them to come up with the ideas, right? So everyone is divided into group, and they put down their thoughts into the flip charts. So some people say that after completing this commuter, this metro, the commuters will save at least 30 minutes on daily basis. So some say that nurse will reach the hospital 30 minutes before, and she may, treat more people. A student can complete one more additional chapter while on the ride. Maybe a father who is going trying to reach home, he will reach early and can have a dinner with the kids. These type of thoughts and the ideas people have come up with. And so what happened here is that people now started visualizing their work and how it is impacting to the people, the end users. So when you give people a vision, their performance improves. That's L. Now second is E. You have to engage people, engage your stakeholders. Now you tell me, Pratiksha, that have you ever seen a wedding arrangement where if you do not consult with the groom's parents and bride parents and you arrange the event, how that will happen?
Chaotic.
It will be panic, right? Chaos. So same thing applies to your projects also.
Mm.
No matter how brilliant your vision is, if you're not able to engage those very people, the stakeholders, it's useless, right?
Mm.
So when you are talking to executive people, so these executive people, they are at the 30,000 feet level. They are watching at 30,000 feet level. You are here, you are close to the projects, close to the ground. Okay, you are at 5,000 feet level. Now you tell me, when you want to connect with these people, you want to tell them what are the challenges you're facing or what is the problem you want to solve. Now, do you want them to come to your level, or do you want to go to their level and tell them? Which one is more
Of course.
growth? So if they come here and talk to you, that means they're wasting their time. So they don't need you.
Mm.
Why would they need you? So it's me who is responsible to go to their level, speak in their language so that they can understand it, and then I can negotiate with them so that they can solve my problems.
Mm.
Engaging your stakeholder. Same thing applies to your team also. if you
Mm.
if your team members may not be, they feeling overwhelmed, they might be feeling micromanaged, they might be feeling burned out. Okay, they might be feeling insecure that AI is coming, so whether my jobs are safe or not. So when you deal their questions and when you deal with them, they feel that they are in the right environment, they feel belonged when you address these questions. So, engaging is the currency of influence. We should not waste it. So that is E. Now, third is A. A means you have to accelerate the performance of your people. And as a leader, it is my responsibility. I have to accelerate people's performance. So, how do you accelerate? I have to empower them. And how will you empower them? By giving them an environment or autonomy. And this is where most of the mid-career people they get into, because they are so expert into their area. When they want to give some work to someone else, they feel hesitation. Okay. And they keep micromanaging or keep checking the things, keep interfering in their activities. So the more you do this stuff, the people don't connect with you. So if you really want to create the performance, accelerate the performance of people, you have to give them an autonomy. Okay. So that's A. And the fourth is the D. D means delivering the impact. What I've seen, Pratiksha, many people, many mid-career people, when they go to offices, their focus is to deliver the tasks. The moment they enter into the office, their calendar is full of a lot of meetings. They have to be able to check the things, talk to the team members, understand the status and everything, all that. So that's your routine job. That's what you get paid for, right? But you have to create influence also. People should watch you, or they're observing you, what exactly you're doing beyond the projects. I'll give an example. Suppose if there is a project to install street lights in the remote village of India. Okay, if there is a regular average project manager, he might say, yeah, we have installed 300 street lights in the remote village of India within time, within budget. Do you think it's going to be really influencing or impactful? Absolutely not, because that's what you get paid for. That's what your job is, right? So what did something great you have done here? That's what you paid for. But someone, if you really want people to remember you as an influential leader, you could say something differently. How you can say it differently is, we have installed 300 street lights in the remote village of India within time, within budget, which has increased the women's safety by 40% in the village, which has reduced the petty thefts happening in the evening time by 20%, which has increased the women's attendance in the evening coaching classes by 70%, which has increased the business opportunities between the nearby cities and the village. So, can you see the difference between the first person and the second person? What I did here is I connected my work with the end impact, the outcome, which has really brought, and and the life of the people have changed because of it. So how do you do that one? By having some real data with you, and you putting that into the story format, like storytelling. So just don't deliver projects, please deliver the impacts. And this is how you create influence on the people, and this is how see, your experience will not compound. Compounding effect. Experience do not compound, your performance also do not compound. What compounds is your influence. So this is another professional behavior which is not taught in our education also, is how to create your influence. We all are like it's like a race. We are running after the race. Oh, no, no, I have to complete this, I have to do this activity, checklist and everything, and then I'll get promoted. And we are all running after that, that race of getting promoted, and then we start competing. That's a failure strategy. So if we start implementing all your conducts on daily basis to create influence and impact on the people, you know that's where the measurement happens. At one level your technical knowledge will take you, but after that level, there's a people dimension adds in, and this is where the influence really comes into picture. Hope that lead framework gives you some of this.
Yes, yes, definitely, definitely. People can, whoever listening to us live or the replay, they can definitely get the understand what it takes
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, yeah.
Because the sometimes we don't know where is the gap, and understanding the gaps first is the that awareness helps first.
Yeah, and can I add few more stuff for people who are listening to us? Is those people who are really want to come out of this stuck feeling. It's you don't have to really. I mean, there is no rocket science here. Okay, They're very straightforward, three steps just people have to do. The first, everyone has to go through these three steps if you really want to go to the becoming an influential leader. The
Mm.
first step is called the trust building.
Mm.
Wherever you are, whatever situation you are right now, your trust quotient. So if I ask people, what is your trust equity at the workplace? So what is meant by trust
Mm.
equity means, what is your promise to deliver ratio?
Mm.
Yeah. So if you're doing something consistently and you delivering, while delivering it, you're communicating it like a leader, that's what actually I call as how this is how the trust is built. So what is your trust to deliver ratio? That ratio defines, if 1 to 10, if we rate ourselves from 1 to 10, we should really be honest with ourselves, what is my ratio? Okay.
Mm.
And that will help you whether you really built up a trust with people or not. Yeah, the trust building should be done. Now let's say you build up a trust, I mean, you good in that level, and now you become eligible to the next level. The next level is called authority building.
Mm.
So what is meant by authority is, uh, do people really listen to us when we speak in the organization? Does the people at the top level, they come to you asking for your expert opinion in those meetings? If you are not invited, it means you haven't created that influence yet. Suppose you are invited in that meeting and they're asking you, hey Tushar, what do you think, shall we go for this project or not? What are the risks you find out in this project? How do you solve this problem? And then when you're giving them the options or recommendations, and these recommendations are balancing both the project and the organizational objectives, if you're able to recommend this one, this is where your authority starts building. This is what I call as authority. Okay, now let's say you achieve this stage also. The next, you become eligible to go to the next stage, that is called as a legacy building. Okay, now this is very important. Many people stuck into authority building or below that level. Okay, they keep working the same thing again and again, and
Mm.
they not able to create the replica of their themselves. Okay, like a leader.
Mm.
Okay, see, if your absence in the organization is not going to create any that feeling that I'm missing Tushar or I'm missing Pratiksha in the team, that means you haven't created that impact. So my question to
Mm.
all those mid-career professionals, many times to my mentees also, I ask this: how many leaders you have created to date?
Mm.
So that's how the succession plannings also happens. That's how you create your legacy. Now one more example is, I have gone through lots of mistakes. I did a lot of mistakes in my career, and then if I am not learning from those mistakes, and if I'm not coming bring if I'm not really building the wisdom out of it, and if I'm not sharing that wisdom to the people so that they
Mm.
avoid this doing making mistakes, right? So what is the point? So again, legacy, that if I leave the organization, if I leave the company, do people following the practices which I taught them, which I mentor them or coach them? That's I call as a legacy. Okay. So yeah, so these are the three things, these three steps if people follow, right? And that's it. This is how everyone's journey should be. And it is actually.
Interesting. And you have really made it, uh, you actually created that vision where, how, and where people should look at.
Yeah.
Not just getting the promotion, but look beyond that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And this is again, I go back to those understanding, Pratiksha, again, is that I find there's a huge gap. This is my personal observation. There's a huge gap between what we learned in our education and what we require in the job. Okay,
Mm.
so this is one of my mission also comes is to redefine our broken education system. But you know what? Our somewhere I realize our employment system is also broken, because when I see those leaders who are they are my bosses, when I see up to them, they also broke inside.
Mm.
They also don't know why they're doing this leadership. And that's why when they come to offices, they frustrated, they micromanage others, right? So one of my mentor used to say, now hurt people hurt people. If you are hurt
Mm.
within, you will hurt others. So when I see up to these people, I didn't see that how these people have reached to this level. If this employment system which we are really working in, if they are selecting such a people to this level, and I'm asking them, I'm depending on to show me my career path, that's the blunder I'm doing. I mean, that's the pathetic thing, worst thing for the people. So that's where broken education system and broken employment system, and it's not me, there are millions of mid-career people are going through this problem. Yeah. And this is where I think that when I work on these mid-career people, and when we fill these gaps of broken education system and then employment system, then we will the leadership impact we're going to create, that will inspire many people. And that's how
Mm.
the entire organization will shift, then the society will shift, the entire nation will shift. So that's something. Yeah, that's what my focus is.
And it start with the self leadership,
Personal,
uh,
within,
personal leadership.
within.
Yes.
Yes, yes. It's entirely in you. Okay, the journey should be inward, not outward. As I said to you at the start
Mm.
of the episode, is that this podcast is that there is no point in blaming others that they are ignoring me. There's a
Mm.
gap either here within. The problem is within.
Mm.
Maybe I'm not really knowing my blind spots. So the
Mm.
first thing is to have a clarity. That's the first professionalism. Second,
Mm.
people professionalism. I think we don't have mentors actually. Guru, right? Guru. We don't
Mm.
take deliberate efforts to find the right person, right guru, and talk to them and understand what exactly the changes should happen. I mean, what I need to work on myself.
Mm. Right.
So that's how it is. So yeah,
Exactly. Having the right mentors is what actually helps, because if you don't know where to look at, whom to look at, and what exactly your blind spots are where you need to work on, then how will
yeah,
you work? That's the thing.
absolutely, absolutely.
Thank you so much, Tushar. It's been a wonderful session talking to you. I don't realize it's been almost 50 minutes that we are having the conversation. Uh, it's really lovely to have you, and thank you so much for sharing your expertise and experience in your field. And definitely, whatever that we have discussed, people will, some belief shifts, something they can, where they are stuck, there would be definitely some shift they can take. I can feel that. So, thank you so much for that.
Absolutely. Thank you, Pratiksha, for giving me this opportunity to speak and share the insights. And you're doing great job there, Pratiksha, for your audiences and the entire world. You're creating a shift there, Pratiksha. So I really appreciate these efforts. So many congratulations and all the best to you too also.
Thank you so much. So, those of you, anyone, as we are discussing, Tushar is present on LinkedIn. So, anyone who are currently struggling with your profession and whatever that we have discussed, and you think, okay, this is something I'm struggling with, and based on the conversation, here is something I need help with, and if you think Tushar can help, just go on his page, see the work that he's doing on his page, and definitely that will help reach out to him as well. Thank
Awesome.
you so
Thank you.
much. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining this conversation. And I will see you next Wednesday live. Thank you for being patient. Today's live was scheduled at 6 p.m., but because of some technical issues, we had to shifted to 6:30, but you've been there, and thank you, Tushar, for your patience also being the guest. You still help
It's a learning.
with
It's
the
a
technical
learning for
issue.
all of us. So thank you. Thank you for that.
Okay, all right, everyone, have a good night, and I will see you on next Wednesday.
Thank you.